HHDG.
Peace, HHDG. We're on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. Shout out everyone that continuously is supporting, showing their love, sharing the videos of these interviews through our YouTube channel, as well as our fam through Facebook in our group HHDG, which is Hip Hop Discussion Group. As always, you can go check out our website, as you can see on the bottom banner, hhdgmedia.com, for the latest music, our written interviews, our previous live interviews, as well as our merch and upcoming events. You can also go through our link tree as well, which you can see through our Twitter and our Instagram account. This is always made possible because of our fam, which we've been knowing each other for many, many years. Some of us since childhood. And that is our family, our company, HHDG Media, Inc., which consists of Rock Vader KB, the Mayor, T. Smith, Skelly Top, and myself, Wiki. For tonight, we got Queens repping. A very dope MC who continues to display not only the environment that he came up in and continuously lives in, but also showing more of maintaining your health mentally, physically, and also giving some dope storytelling of the environment around him, not just in a way of how we expect storytelling to be, but also in a way of not just being known of using a particular example or situation, but bringing it into light in a certain way of just through his ability of lyricism that doesn't always have to be a song with a story containing into it. And another way that he continues to, amaze me is his drive. His drive in, promoting his music, because there's a lot of people out there who don't put the effort in to let people know about their music. There's so much out there that you got to be willing to put in that extra work to let people know what you have. Because it's not just the skills. It's also how you promote, taking advantage of the social media platforms that are out there. Your core group of talented people that you're with, like our guest for tonight has been people like Happy Art, Black Chidorty, Patty Honcho. I can go on a few more, Wolverine, but we'll talk more about that when we get into the interview. But he just recently dropped a dope album, Caution, Laser in Use, on May 3rd on his Bandcamp, and I believe it was May 10th on all streaming platforms, with a producer named Philip Newth. And we are going to talk more about that, as well as the events that I need to get to, which I haven't got to yet. That's Scaring the Hoes. We're going to find out more about, directly from one of the people I helped create this and is keeping it going. And I'm sure it's getting bigger and bigger. So without further ado, repping Queens once again is Know-It-All.
Yo, thank you, bro. I really appreciate it. That's the best intro I've ever got. I really appreciate all of the kind words you said. Thank you. And also, thank you for having me on your platform.
Appreciate it. Definitely. I mean, I don't think enough people, if they're not familiar with an artist, take the time to know that artist before they speak with them. Now, being that I've probably known your music since, I would say, maybe around 2022, 2021. Because I think that was around the time I started listening more to Black Chidorty and Patty Honcho, and just so many other MCs that y'all all affiliated with, as well as producers. So I like to dig down the rabbit hole, and seeing y'all featured on each other's projects that opened my mind to, check out even more.
Right. Well, I appreciate you for checking us out. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's about the time I linked up with them guys.
That's dope. So let's start with Queens. You always been repping Queens?
Born and raised and everything else in Queens. My
All right.
parents come from Queens. My mom grew up in 40 projects in Jamaica.
Okay.
My grandmother's from Flushing. My great grandmother's from Long Island. Been in Queens for forever.
Still, man. So what keeps you in the art of MCing?
That's a great question. I guess I just really like it. Like it's almost like I don't know. It's just a part of me now. I've done it so much to the point where it's just a part of me. Like I'll wake up thinking about rhymes or thinking about how I can further the brand and things like that. Like I've loved it my whole life, but I guess since I became like a practitioner, like yeah, it's just who I am.
And was there anybody directly, maybe a family or friends that when you were coming up that really got you into hip hop and MCing?
I appreciate you asking me this because I've been wanting to say this for a long time. I have an older sister named Candace who, when I was really young, introduced me to a lot of the things that I have interest in now, such as hip hop, such as basketball, such as sneakers. All of those interests, including music and hip hop, come from my older sister Candace. And I want to take this time to say thank you to my older sister Candace for introducing me to this.
That's dope. How, how,
Definitely my older sister.
how much older is she?
I'm 32. My sister got to be about 39. Also, I can't forget my dad. My dad introduced me to hip hop as well. But my sister first. My sister had the first
Yeah.
influence on me. For
Shout
sure.
the two of them out. That salute.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, when I was coming up, it was a lot from my father as far as hip hop and a lot of conscious type of music, and then my mom was more of the R&B and the jazz.
Right.
But aside from them, I was around a lot of my grandparents, aunts, and uncles, so there's a lot of other music aside from that as well. The gospel
Same.
music, soul music.
Same.
Yeah,
I like soul music more than hip hop. I listen to more soul than hip hop for sure.
that's dope. Yeah, I listen to. I'm a big jazz fan, but
Okay.
I think out of respect for my late grandparents now, on Sunday mornings, I go to the gospel music.
Okay. That's respect.
It's just it keeps me in that zone connected with them.
Right. Right. I feel that.
So, what was one of your first memories of hip hop music from your sister?
All right, I can give you one for my sister and one for my father.
Okay.
My sister, I had to be about 8 or 9, and my sister showed me that she had a rhyme book. Like I don't know, I just she had a rhyme book and she was like writing rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this is like the first night I ever like put pen to pad and like tried to write a rhyme. And yeah, I just remember that like she was like she had a whole rhyme book of stuff she was writing. I don't know where it is now, but yeah, like I've actually forgotten that memory over years, but I remember like I recently remembered it. Like yeah, like my sister showed me the first rhyme book I ever seen, and I was like, wow, like regular people can write rhymes. Like I thought rappers were like superheroes. I was like, wow, regular people could do that, and she opened my mind up to that. My father, when I was about 10 or 11, he had my father had all because rest in peace, my father who died about 10 years ago, something like
Rest in peace,
that.
man.
He had everything, all the cassettes, all the original cassettes from the '80s, and all of the tapes and
Wow.
CDs and everything. And he would just sit. He would sit in his house in his basement. And he would play Nas Illmatic for me, and I would be like, he would be like, oh, he would tell me like, oh, he's from your side of Queens. And I'd be like, okay, and stuff like that would open my imagination up. And then he ended up giving me a boombox that he had. He gave me a boombox. He gave me a bunch of cassettes, including the LL Cool J one where he like I'm bad and all of this type of stuff on it. Like, yeah, so I had family that was real into it and really pushed me into it for sure. And my love for hip hop comes from close to home for sure.
That's fire. Yeah, another one of my major influences is my uncle. He got me into DJing, and he helped me to broaden my horizon of appreciating not just hip hop as a whole, but other genres of music. Older than me, so it kind
Right.
of helped connect me with the music that my grandparents listened to, my aunts and uncles listens to, some of my older cousins, and then at the same time seeing him DJ before he put me on, and then
Hmm.
seeing how you can control the crowd, you understand the crowd, you get the vibe, and you know what type of genres and songs to play.
Right.
So that was a really big influence. And as you can see in the back, I'm still buying vinyl.
Yeah, I see it. I see it back there. Man, that's good. We got to keep that alive. Like, the importance of the DJ has been lost over time. Like a lot of people don't realize that the DJ was the star at one point in this whole thing,
Yep,
and that's gotten lost over the years.
definitely. And I don't know how to explain it, but there really hasn't been a void between as technology in the digital age has come to be and how physicals continue to thrive, and even more so now. Um, but when you actually see the people that are still buying music, there really isn't one particular age group.
Right.
It spans so much, and
That's
I
true.
really appreciate seeing that.
Right. I had kids buying my vinyls. Like I had 18 and 17-year-old kids. They ain't never seen a record player before. Like now they never seen the original ones. Man.
Hmm.
They don't know.
Yep, it's dope. Yeah, my oldest son, he just got a record player about a year ago. He's got his little
Okay.
collection, but he's particular about certain things, so he'll ask me about it, and if I already know about it, I'll tell him certain places to go and check it out, or if it might be an original copy and things like that. But one of the things that um, I find funny is every once in a while he comes to me. He's like, about group Gangstar, or he'll say certain things like that, and I start naming off certain songs and albums. But I like to let him be, and then
Right.
ask those type of questions, and then I keep that connection going with him to
Right.
help
That's
him
fire.
expand his mind.
That's fire. Right.
So when you started writing your rhymes, what were they about?
That's a good question. Well, when I started, when I told myself, like, yo, I'm gonna write raps. I'm gonna write like when this happened when I was like 18 and shit.
Hmm.
Um, I was writing from like the perspective of like I was trying to be like in my head I was trying to write from the perspective of like Common and Nas and Jadakiss, and I guess I was just putting my own experiences in. But yeah, like in my head I was coming like when I would put the pen to pad, I would write from the perspective of like Common. Like I didn't have my own identity as an MC yet.
Got you.
So yeah, I was just right like what I think they would write or what I think they would like, but from my perspective. Yeah.
And that was one of the things I was mentioning in the intro is how you bring your experience, your environment, how you grew up, and also your mental and physical health into your music.
Right.
So when did you feel that you were coming into your own style of your MCing and creating your songs and the projects?
Man, I would have to say the year after I got my kidney transplant, 2022, when I dropped the machine, soul surgery, music saved me too. That's when I really got like in my bag. I feel like yeah, for sure that year, 2022,
Hmm.
for sure.
Wow, a lot was going on that year.
for sure. Man. Like, I've been through a lot as a young man.
Mm. I think that it makes you appreciate life even more.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I just turned 32 Sunday.
that's right. Yeah, I'm seeing that. Happy belated.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Um, I don't want to jump directly into the new album, but Hand Painted Realities has been a big project for you, and
Absolutely.
I know a lot of people when they speak about Know It All, that's the project right there that a lot of
Yep,
people talk to you about.
that's true. A lot of that has to do with the producer Bardo, who I would also consider like uh, basically like a marketing wizard. Like he's a marketing wizard for sure.
Mm.
And I happen to have like a knack and tenacity for marketing my own product.
Hmm.
And him having great game plan, we only could win. We couldn't do anything but win. With my like, I got the engine to go and push my music, and he had a great game plan, so it just worked out perfectly.
It's perfect. Yep, that's dope.
Yep,
So, being that the vinyl just came out, and a lot of people, which is great that you're doing it direct, because I think that's one of the best ways to do it. If you're not going to do it direct, the next best thing would be either your own website or a partner that you has a website
yeah,
instead of going to some other company out there.
man. I don't mind a website and any of that, but
Hmm.
personally, from like my perspective and my experience, going direct works, especially like if you're like less notable than certain people, like you're not like a Rome Streets or somebody like that, like you less known than them. I feel like when people see me with the vinyl, like it has a bigger effect. Like when they see it in my hand, they want it more.
Yep.
Like when you get a vinyl from Rock Marcy, he's already like up. You don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. You already want it. Like you've been listening for 10 years. Also, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm
He
new. You
established.
want to see me win it, right? I think that helped a lot for sure.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the great things about that I like it shows is when artists bring their merch there. And I
Right.
think that's another thing that they should do more often is have that space for the artists that are either performing or somebody that's going to be there, be able to have a certain space to offer their physicals right there,
Vendors like a vendor table.
and then
Yep,
interact with them, yeah, and interact with all the fans and supporters.
for sure. You gotta have it at shows today for sure. You gotta have it.
Yeah, yeah. What's one of the biggest compliments you got from Hand Painted Realities?
Wow, that's a great question. Um, well, I guess it led to like Rome Streets co-signing me, shouting me out. I mean, it's no bigger compliment than something from your peers, especially ones that like veteran peers.
Yeah,
Like, there's no bigger compliment. Like money and all that shit. Like as a true MC, you just want respect from the other greats. Like that's really what puts the icing on the cake. So yeah, like anytime, all of the love that I got from the greats and yeah, things like that for sure. I had what's his name? Vinny Paz reached out to me because of that album. Like
nice.
yeah, like a lot of legends was showing me love from that album. For sure, like stuff like that is the biggest for me.
What part of Canada is Barto from?
Calgary,
Calgary. Okay.
right?
Dope.
Good guy right there.
Yep. He got some solid work out there too. Y'all need to go check that out.
Absolutely. We got more. We got more. We got more coming.
That's
That's
dope.
exclusive. Nobody else know that.
That's dope, man. Since we talking about the album, let's give the people some visuals. You got a "If I Go Away" music
For
video off
sure.
there. Let's show them that real quick.
All right.
Hey, you listening to me? Yeah. No warning shots. Shots are bullshit. Shoot to kill, or you don't shoot at all.
Know it all. I won't go away. I'm like a virus. I'm like Osiris with the pen. I'm like a pirate. Your animal instinct won't go away, no matter how hard you fight it. Know it all, the tightest. Niggas couldn't see me in the slightest. Mental state of a lifer. He slight for the sky dragon. Came from bagging up. These niggas mad for what? Oh, they mathematics ain't adding up. You can start from zero and win if you want it bad enough. My passion won't go away. Your catalog ain't thorough. See, feelings rip shirts like Hulk Hogan. Real shoguns don't show guns. Somebody just come up missing. Mics and pencils being essential sums up my discipline. I won't go away, I ain't giving in. My skill different like the multiple realities I be living in. A wise man once said, don't fail. I'm focused for real, never hung on coattails. I keep it low key like a dope sale. Niggas claiming they bubbling, but the soap's stale. That's a folk tale. I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I ain't going nowhere. Bardo got a golden ear. They looking for my rhyme book like it's golden there. Looked up in his eyes with a soldier stare. Word to Pimp C, every rapper swear they sold squares. Squares. I'll be still here for years and years, bringing tears to ears. I'll tear y'all a new one. You niggas minute, give me a minute, I bring a gun longer than my new son. Shorty like how I maneuver my tongue. Think them young boys Nick Cannon what they do with a drum. I get all my money at night, I got an attitude with the sun. I'm on a never-ending run just to sum it up. Life is an uphill battle, Tiger Woods how I run it up. I ain't going nowhere, nigga.
Bardo put that together too.
You said Barto did that as well, right?
He edited that, yeah.
Dope, man. Like you saying, multi-talented.
Out here in this the business today, you got to be more than just an artist. Like I consider myself to be like an artist plus a marketer. You know, I produce shows. We putting shows together.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a show promoter. Like I feel like you got to do a bunch of different things today. Like, if you're just a rapper, you kind of at a disadvantage. I recently said it on Twitter.
Yeah, that's why I was mentioning that in the intro that this is one of your skills that is definitely, you know, working to your advantage. And I hope a lot of people pay attention that it's essential.
For sure. You know, I've been pushing that message for so long, and it's so many talented people that's like around me outside of my circle. You know, the collective, the Pentagon, me, Patty, Happy, Black, all of it. We all in a collective together.
Mm-hmm.
But like outside of that, I see a lot of super talented people that just don't take themselves seriously. Almost like they shy about pushing themselves on the internet or just going out there. Like, and it just bothers me. And I've been pushing that message for so long, and I don't even bother saying it no more.
Yeah.
I done said it enough time. Like,
you got to know your worth. Take advantage of it.
Super talented people. I see these guys put a lot of money into how the music sounds, and then when it comes out, they just drop the link one time. Like the world's supposed to just catch on. That shit is never gonna happen like that.
Not at all. Yeah. Now, before we talk about, caution, laser, and use, let the people know how they can purchase hand painted realities. Like, where would they be able to reach you at?
All right, hand painted realities vinyls is just about sold out. I probably got like 2 or 3 left. If you want one, like you can just hit me directly. But yeah, like I don't got many. Like I got caution, laser, and use tapes, caution, laser, and use CDs. Right now, that's what I got right now.
All right.
I'm looking to I'm going to get some Magic and Bird stuff soon. That's my next project that's dropping, Magic and Bird. and Airbnb, which is the Pentagon project. I'm gonna have some stuff for that soon. But as of right now, I'm kind of sold out. But I got like two. If anybody really want one, like you can hit me on Instagram at KNOWITALL NYC or on Twitter at KNOWITALL NYC11. Appreciate y'all.
There you go. Now with the new project, Caution, Laser, and Use, how did you meet Philip Newth?
Man, I know Philip Newth through Twitter, and the craziest part about it, I've been knowing Philip Newth on Twitter for like 7 years. Mind you, I don't know what he looks like.
Even now?
I've never seen him. No, never seen him. But we've been making music together for like a minute though, like, forever. But yeah, I've never that. But this is the power of the internet, though. Like, you never know what type of talent you might find on here.
It's true.
Philip is a good guy, solid guy for sure. He don't really be on the social media like that anymore. But yeah, super good guy, super crazy beats. Definitely plan on working with him again for sure.
Definitely. So when did the two of you start working on the project?
All right, if it's 20. Man, low key, we probably have been like procrastinating on this project for like the last 2 years, but we basically got it done in like the last 10 months. Yeah. But at the same time, I've been working on like 7 projects simultaneously for like the last year and a half.
Oh.
And they coming together amazingly.
All right. That's dope. So you definitely ambidextrous with it like that.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of this stash. I'm gonna be getting on everybody's nerves for working my shit for a minute. But I got a lot of this stash.
See, because a lot of people, I mean, not just in music, only capable of focusing on one thing till completion, and then going to the next thing.
That's the thing, ADHD is a gift and a curse. Like my attention span is short, but I'll jump from one thing to another and get fixated on them, then move on. And I could, man, I got like, I'm gonna drop probably like, hopefully I could drop 2 or 3 more this year. I got Magic and Bird with Morning Run. I got Airbnb with the Pentagon, and I might drop something else. I might drop another one. I don't want to announce it yet, but yeah, I might drop something.
That's all good. Shoot, you mentioned enough right there.
Well, I got fired.
That's dope. Being that you're working on all these projects, tell us how they start. Do you have a title? Do you have a concept already in mind?
Man, that's a good question. Sometimes things just come together so perfectly. Like sometimes shit just comes together. Caution, Laser, and Use. First of all, the title Caution, Laser, and Use just comes from when I was doing Uber Eats, and I seen a sign on a construction site that said Caution, Laser, and Use, and I'd never seen that before, and I thought that was like a really cool sign. So I guess my idea with the album was just, like I'm putting a beam on you. But yeah, sometimes I do concepts, sometimes I don't. I'm very unorthodox in everything I do. Like I don't follow any plan. Like whatever creative spark I have at that moment is what it is. Like for instance, my next project, Magic and Bird, with me and my man Morning Run, is based. I'm Magic, he's Bird, he's white, I'm black, but we go hard. This is one of my favorite people to compete against on songs. But off the song, I love this man to death. So it's like we like Magic and Bird. But the concept is Magic and Bird. We got a lot of shit from the old finals games and shit like that. Like it's a full concept album. But then I got concept albums like The Machine. The Machine is about me being on a dialysis machine, but it's also about the machine of the system that we live in. But it didn't start off as that. Like the first couple of songs I did, like Stop Staring and stuff like that, it just turned into that. Then once I get all right, let me put it like this. I get the concept like midway through the project. Like I might be 3 songs in and I'm going around a certain path and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just keep going this route. I don't come up with it beforehand. I just like to start getting it. I like to start cooking. I don't like to plan what I'm gonna cook. I just turn the stove on and shit like that and
keep going.
Whatever happens, happens. Yeah.
Okay. Did you always have this drive growing up?
That's a great question. You know what? I did. It wasn't in this area, but I always had a drive to like I always wanted to be somebody for sure. I definitely always wanted to be somebody. I've been working like I've been working like getting jobs and stuff since I was like 12, 13.
Hmm.
Before that, I was going to like the cake factory. I got cool with the guys in there. They would give me like boxes of like Hostess and stuff. I would go sell that. Like I've been just trying to be somebody since I was a kid, like for sure. I was a really good baseball player. Yeah, I've always had this drive. I didn't know where to put it at as a young child. Like when I was a child, people asked me what I want to be when I grew up. I didn't know.
You know. Hmm.
But I guess as I got older and I felt like time starts, time starts going fast as you get older. So as I started getting older and time started going fast and I started getting older and older, out of desperation, I put all of this energy and determination into one thing. And this is where I am. And it's growing and it's made me a better man and it's helping me in other areas. And I'm just looking to continue progressing and I hope to keep my tenacity and I hope to get to where I want to get.
That's inspiration right there. Yeah. Um, with your sister seeing how everything is now, and knowing how much of an influence she was as well as your father.
Mhm.
What's her take on what's going on right now in 2024?
As far as what?
Your success with the music.
Oh man, my sister. You know what? You know what's so crazy? Because that's why I said I wanted to say that because I've never told her that. Like I recently realized this. Like my sister is probably the biggest influence and the reason why I'm rapping, and I've never got an opportunity to tell her this. But I gotta tell her that. But I want to show her this too though. But yeah, she's very happy for me. Like she lives in Maryland now. She comes all the way to New York to come to my show sometimes. Like
Uh-huh.
she buys my vinyl. She shares my stuff. She's constantly talking about it. Like she's super, extremely proud of me for sure.
That's dope. So let's talk about. You said you saw the sign, laser in use.
Yeah.
You got it down on here. When you listen to when I listen to the album, I want you to explain how everything is and what you put forth with all these tracks on here. But when I listen to it, I'm getting the vibes of you're not just talking about where you grew up, how you grew up, what you see, but what you're also going through
Hmm.
internally.
Interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, that's probably true. And I tend to be a bit of an overthinker, so it's always a lot going on inside of my head. So like that's a gift and a curse as well. But man, Caution Laser and Use definitely is a everything that I've been through, like like the past year, like into one album, and a lot of the traumas that I realized from my childhood and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Started going to therapy, so it's a lot of trauma that I realized from my childhood that's getting into my music now. So there's a bit of that in there too.
Okay. Hmm. I'm glad you brought up therapy because I I think now more more boys, I should say. I don't want to segregate it, but when it comes to boys and young men and men growing up throughout generation after generation, it's always
Yes,
been like we don't have those type of problems, so we don't need to speak to anyone. But in reality, us not speaking to anyone has caused us even more problems.
absolutely.
So I think at any given point that sometimes it might not need to be a therapist. It could be just, someone that you're around, someone that might have gone through an experience that can help you to not have to live that way.
Right.
So, I'm a big advocate for, mental health, whether it be going to therapy or just being able to speak with someone. Because I make that effort with my two sons, just to sit down and talk to them. It don't always have to be about how was your day. Sometimes if you really are apparent. You can tell from body language when something is going wrong, and you don't even always have to talk to them when it has to be something going wrong. You can see them feeling good and talk to them about that.
You're right. Well, therapy is something that I've needed for a long time, and it's very helpful, and it's not a slow process. Well, yeah, that especially Black people in our community really need it. You know, it's a lot of hidden traumas that we've been through that we don't know, that we're actually unaware of. A lot of things we went through as a childhood that weren't supposed to take place, that we just look at it every day, and they affect how we act into adulthood, and we just don't realize it. So yeah, I suggest all people, but especially Black men, Black women. I recommend them get therapy or something, some type of treatment for mental health.
Very true. Yep. Because it's not always everything that we experience in the home. I mean, look at our environments.
Right. Exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy, especially a few years ago. New York was like around the COVID era. Like New York was crazy. There was so much shooting going on.
Yeah.
I just feel like it calmed down a lot there.
And I think, being that you brought that up, and I've told you this before when the album came out, Nights in Nitre is one of my favorite tracks.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Nights in Nitre, it's just me reflecting on, again, the great times, man, great times, and the like, you know, that's the thing. Growing up in the hood, 90% of the time you're having a good time, even when you're poor. You know, as a child, 90% of the time you're having a great time. But it takes one traumatic event that can ruin your whole year, and that would happen a lot. Where out of nowhere somebody's in jail, one of your family members is in jail, somebody's dead, something would just happen like that. And then like that's how it was. You'll be having a great time, and then you hear some of the worst news you ever heard.
Absolutely, yeah. And for those that are not familiar, when we say NYCHA, it's an acronym for New York City Housing Authority.
Right.
You know, those are the apartment buildings and the projects, as we call them, that we grew up in. So just so y'all know, not familiar. I mean, every hood has their projects. I don't care where you are. They still going to have them, something similar.
Yep.
And I mean, being that you were talking about traumatic things, I'm not going to go through a whole gauntlet of things, but there's certain things that I've gone through growing up. Like one of them was the police running through my cousin's house, chasing somebody. And it happened to be a relative that, you know, wasn't someone close, but it was still a relative. So I knew who they were. And there was babies in the house and everything, guns drawn and everything. And this type of stuff, you know, I'm talking about it now, and it's still problematic.
Right.
And these are the type of things that other people don't understand.
Absolutely. It affects the way you treat other people and the way you, like everything, for sure. I can't really walk with nobody behind me no more. Like that's like people behind me, all type of stuff. People staring at me, all type of stuff. It's just like it's PTSD stuff.
Yeah. That's why they say, you know, when you're out in public, you never know what someone else is going through. So
yes,
just go by how they're reacting at that certain moment.
Right. That's true.
If you don't mind, being that we were talking about Nights in Nitre, let's go through the other tracks as well. So let's start with the first one. I'm Just Like You.
Man, just, me, like a story about me and my childhood and growing up into young adulthood from, again, this is another example of Nights in Nitre. Me growing up from everything being fun and we would just hang out and smoke weed and crack jokes and chase girls, to years later, one of my friends ends up killing somebody and it starts a war. And I didn't sign up to do that. I like the girls, I like to smoke, I like to hang out. I didn't sign up for murders, but yeah, it just that's basically what's happening in that song. Going from me as a child, being a sensitive child and a hustler, growing up and becoming a funny guy, hanging out with these guys, and shit just go completely left. People dead, people in jail for the rest of their life, all from some guys I used to just hang out and crack jokes with.
Reality, man, I tell you.
It's crazy.
Yep. And this again, this is part of the mental health that I talk about, that we were talking about. Not everyone handles it the same way. And a scary part of that is, and you just gave a prime example. You said you can't have someone walking right behind you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other people might have gone through what you talking about in the first track and be perfectly fine. But not everyone's the same way.
Exactly. That's a great point.
Next track was Rap Game.
Okay. Just me talk about my trials and tribulations of dealing with the rap game and some of the really solid people that I met, some of the really phony people I met. Like how much, just basically me telling you how much I love it and how much I hate it. Like being an artist is real. It can be real stressful because, first of all, dealing with rappers, especially as like a person that throws shit, dealing with rappers is a job in itself. Like I need to be getting paid for dealing with these rappers, but then just trying to get noticed. Like as much notoriety as I've gained over the last 3 years, I'm still nowhere near where I want to be. So it's stressful, but it's something I love. It's like it's stamped on me. It's just who I am. But yeah, like the rap game, I love it. I hate it. We had a love-hate relationship.
And I like that you mentioned about certain artists being stuck in the 90s because it's crazy. I just interviewed Terra Van Poo not too long ago, and he was talking about the importance of understanding technology with the marketing, because it's not like it was back then.
Exactly.
And he's a perfect example of an older artist that gets it, and it's been helping him out with his success.
That's good. It's very rare, but it's such a good tool. Like, and the craziest part was like when I started promoting my stuff on the internet, I didn't have a dime. I wasn't paying nobody for promotion or nothing like that. I was just being so consistent and talking to so many people and meeting. I'm just genuine, so I was just being genuine and meeting so many people that it just developed and started just to develop into a network. And as I grew and had more resources, it just things just basically went how they were supposed to go, and I never lost my grind. Man, it's two different jobs. Being an artist is one job. Being a promoter is two different things.
Very true. Yeah.
You have to be good at both of them, or you have to be fairly okay at one and be good at the other. Something.
Mm-hmm. You get yourself lost in everything, trying to, if you don't know how to juggle both of them.
Right.
And then the third track, Heat Check, with a very talented artist from Hyattsville, PG County area,
right.
Backwoods Sweetie.
Man, Backwoods Sweetie is my sis. I've been knowing Backwoods Sweetie for years. Super solid. Friends outside of rap. We're friends outside of rap. She's a good person and shit like that. Also, like, she has like got the best of me on multiple songs. Like, man, you can always count on Backwoods Sweetie for like a dope verse and a dope album and things like that. I was just on her project, the one she did with King James and things like that. It's an honor. It's a pleasure always working on her. We got great chemistry. Like, whenever she sends me something, I ain't never like forcing it. It just it just flows.
Yep.
Word.
What I like about her is her delivery. I mean, there's confidence in her delivery, no matter what the content is, and she puts everything together so it's just so smooth, so seamlessly. But that confidence in her delivery is something that people need to pay attention to.
For sure. Man, it's not too many women MCs that get noticed as much as they should. Like you guys, it seems like even in underground hip hop, like only a few get to shine at a time.
Hmm.
And we got to stop that by promoting and supporting these women like Backward Sweetie, like MC Mills, like even Slim Carey, like CC Camacho, like Ya Creates, and so many more I can name. But yeah, we gotta show these women more love.
Absolutely. And she will, there will be an interview coming soon. We're back with
Oh,
Sweetie.
that'd be fire.
We've been talking.
That'd be fire.
Fourth track, another one of my favorites, Alkaline.
Ooh, yeah. That's good. Well, yeah. When I wrote that. That's so crazy because I wrote that. I had to write that like 2 years ago. Yeah, I'm just saying, like my shit is pure. Like my shit is clean. Like it don't come no better than this. Like I'm just making all the references to Dr. Sebi and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, kind of throwing some health tips in there, some health gems in there, but also just explaining to you that my shit is alkaline. My music is clean, like it's pure. It's music in its purest form. But also take care of yourself. Drink plenty of water. Eat your fruits and vegetables. That's the message in the song.
That's right. Yep. I think this is another reason why I like this track more because it relates to, what I'm going through right now and continuously trying to, promote not just my longevity, but my family's longevity. And, eating right and drinking right is one of those things that we got to pay attention to.
Oh my God, it's so important. It affects the way you think and everything.
Yep. We got the filters on the shower heads and the sink and everything. Got the alkaline water filters in the containers in the refrigerator and everything. Everything is a change, but with change, you gotta have the knowledge first before
Absolutely.
you try to just jump right into it.
It's extremely important, especially again for our people, who have over the years has not had the best dietary habits. So It's really good that even if it is a small demographic of us that's getting into this whole stuff, but going into the future, like it's gonna have a major effect on our people. Like the few people that are interested in health food right now is gonna have a major effect on the children of tomorrow.
That's right. Yep. And I'm not one of those people that imposes like what you should or shouldn't eat because I know how I grew up. I was eating everything.
Exactly.
Everything's a transition. So, just
it's not easy.
No, it's not. Just give people that food of thought and, let them go from there. But one of the key things I always tell people is, just start reading the ingredients. If you're not familiar with it, go look it up and find out what it is.
Right. A lot of them words is hard to understand. Man, if you read the ingredients and there's too many words like that, you probably don't need to be eating
it. Yep.
Word.
Yep. Track 5 was Rainy to River featuring Chef La.
Okay, Rainy to River. Rainy to River referencing Rainy Park and River Park. Rainy Park being the park by the East River closest to me. River Park being the park that's in front of Queensbridge. Chef La's from Queensbridge. We live on Vernon Boulevard. You go down Vernon Boulevard, a few blocks, you hit Queensbridge. Like I live down the block from Queensbridge. Chef La and Chef La's people and like the people in his neighborhood and some people that I'm associated with. The war I was telling you about, there was a lot of back and forth violence going on, and as it's died down over the years, my idea was to reach out, create more. What's the word? Recreate the brotherhood that we had between them.
Right. Rekindle it.
By me. Yeah. So that's what I did. I'm trying to make it okay,
That's respect. Okay. Got you. That makes sense.
I would love to do more stuff like that when I have more research sources. But we don't need to be fighting. We don't it's senseless. And, as a child, you thought that a lot of this gun stuff and stuff that's going on the street was like real complex and hard to understand. But it's really not. It's real simple and it's real stupid. All the stuff that goes on the street, like it ain't no complex, serious shit. A lot of this shit is over bullshit, and it really needs to stop. There's no reason for this for us to still be doing this in 2024.
Right.
People dying over Gucci belts and shit.
Yeah, dumb stuff. Yeah, and the scary part is I think the guns are more easy to get now than when we were younger.
Man, you can make a gun with the 3D printer. You can
3D
make one.
print, yeah. Mhm.
It's crazy.
Mhm. Track 6, Jumbled Thoughts.
Okay, man, I love that song. Yeah, that it just an example of me having jumbled thoughts. My mind is always racing, especially when I'm in like a creative mood. I always be having a lot of different thoughts and things like that. But yeah, I love that beat. Philip did his thing on that beat. Um, yeah, just me. Right, I was actually like in like a bad mood, or like I was down at the time when I wrote that, and I just wrote it down. I just wrote down how I was feeling. I was just mixed up in my head, and that's what you got, jumbled thoughts.
Yeah, it's got a mellow but like a 70s vibe with it, with the
Yes.
horns he put in there. And then the continuous guitar playing on that too.
Yeah, Philip is like a super jazz enthusiast.
Mm.
So yeah, you'll hear a lot of jazzy stuff coming from him.
Track 7 was Nights in Nitro, which we spoke about. So we're gonna go to track 8, which was Pinnacle featuring Lord Owen.
Wow, man, I love that beat. I love Lord Owen. Lord Owen is a friend of mine that I met along with Vega 7 the Ronin. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Vega.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like that's like his right hand man. Vega, I mean Owen fucking did his thing, gave me a 10 out of 10 verse. I love my verse. I just think it's a really well put together, lyrical track. It's maybe my favorite song on the entire project.
Mm.
Basically, the point being, it's just the pinnacle of lyricism is why the title is it. Like that's how I felt at the time.
And I think the way Philip gave it like a minimal type of instrumentation on this one, let you and Lord Owen,
Right.
how would I say it, be more expressive on this track.
Exactly. Yeah, Philip is the man for sure.
And then the final track, When I'm Gone.
Man, just it's like the ending credits. Like I'm basically telling you, man, like life's about more than a glistening necklace. Like worry about your family. And when I go, like just tell them that I was a good guy. Tell them that I tried. Like I did everything. Like I gave it up. I gave it my all. Tell my kids I gave it my all when I'm gone. Basically, is what it's about.
When you not just this track, because I mean that's something that I think a lot of people think about, whether they have a family or they're getting older and they're reflecting on their life, thinking about what am I leaving behind, in my
Right.
legacy, what people are going to remember about me.
Right.
And I think not just the song, but the album is giving part of your life story in that way.
Yes. I like even the first track, just like you, like I never really did that. Like I never really like tried to explain like my growing up process. Like I never really, so I'm happy that I got that out. Making music is like therapy, especially when you talk about touch subjects that you never touched before. It's like you getting it out.
Definitely.
So it's for sure a piece of my life. Every project is like a piece of my life. Yep.
When you created this, are there any extra songs that didn't make the album with Philip?
Fuck. All right. I gotta give you. All right, I'm about to give you a crazy exclusive that nobody else knows. Okay. There's a 10th song, right? And I can't remember the title right now. And I have JR on it. I got JR on it.
Okay.
I got JR on it, but I didn't notice that he sent me the damn shit back until the album was already out. But it's gonna come out though. But yeah, nobody else ever heard that. I got a joint with JR produced by Philip News. I'm about to drop it probably like real soon.
Nice.
Yep.
That's dope.
Shout out to JR, man. One of the dopest, and he's a super good dude for sure.
He's dope. Definitely dope. I got a few of his things on a CD over here.
JR's the man.
He's a beast, and shout out him for showcasing his basketball abilities on Twitter. I'll be checking him out.
This guy does it all. He's basketball. He's playing. He's boxing. He's shooting. He's playing baseball. Like, what the fuck doesn't he do? He's one of those kids that you grew up with that just does everything good.
Everything,
like,
yep.
He's one of those kids. Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to JR.
Yeah, definitely. And he just dropped the what was it? The chapters over
the CDs. Yes.
Bars over BS. Yep.
Yes.
All 4 EPs. That was dope.
Shout out to them.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And as mentioned, Caution Lasers in Use is also on CDs and cassettes.
Yes.
Direct Know It All.
Just hit me up. I got you. I ship in the next 2 days. I'm quick.
So, man, being you're a person that's speaking on mental health and you going through therapy, there was a point in my life where I chose to do some therapy because I was stressing out at a point where I was getting chest pains and going through some other stuff. So I made that choice. What would be a suggestion that you would give to, others out there?
A suggestion? All right. Well, one suggestion, especially if you're going through something, my suggestion would be to get sober. If you're on something, anything, whatever it is, weed, whatever, anything, whatever, cigarettes, whatever, get sober. Like, clear your mind up. That would be my first suggestion. Yeah. Like that's gonna be my suggestion. Get sober. What Stephen A. Smith says, stay off the weed. But yeah. Like, if you're going through something mentally or in your life, get sober. I promise you it'll help. That's what I'm gonna say.
Now, as far as also with health, what else do you do in your life? We spoke a little about the eating and the alkaline and everything. What else, as far as in your inner sanctum, in your atmosphere, that you help to keep you in the right frame of mind?
Well, I've always been a big collector of things. I got a lot of sports cars of all sports. Pokemon cards. I'm a huge collector of stuff. Funko Pop dolls. What else? I like to go to museums. I have a lot of different interests. Like a lot. I love sports. I would consider myself almost a like novice, beginner level sports historian. Like I love sport. I can tell you about boxing going back to like the 1800s, baseball. I'm like the Negro League. I know everything about the Negro League. Like
that's
I'm like really into sports. I'm really into history. Yeah, man. Like it ain't too much stuff that really don't interest me, man. I love like retro video games. I love gaming. Man, but I'm really on a like right now. What I'm really focusing on is something that I really want to develop is discipline. Just all around discipline is something that I'm trying to really develop. That's what I feel like is the key to me being successful really quick is just developing more discipline. So that's what I'm really trying to focus energy on. So developing good discipline.
That's respect. I was going to show you a book, but I just remembered I gifted it to my oldest son because he's gotten big into hockey. So
okay. Black Ice?
Yes. Yep. There it is.
See?
Very good book. Very good book. I recommend that to anybody.
Wow. Yeah. For sure. That's interesting.
Yep. And what else was I going to say? Oh, I speaking on the discipline, I've probably been meditating since I was probably my preteens. In my preteens, I used to take Taekwondo. And for some reason, I mean, one of the main things that we always started off with before we did anything was our meditation. And by the time I got into high school, I used to be on the city bus and just, meditate before I got to school.
Yeah.
And,
What would you do? Just sit and close and breathe? Just sit, close your eyes and breathe?
There was something our sensei taught us about another way of meditating without closing your eyes. Like you focus on a certain little thing, and it'd be something. It wouldn't be obvious. Like it could be a letter. It could be a dot. It could be a scrape or something like that.
Okay.
And just pinpoint on that, but also at the same time still being aware of your surroundings.
Right.
And it's just something that stuck with me, and I think it helped me in to help be at peace and also develop my willpower of a lot of things. Because my oldest son, sometimes he asks me, he's like, why don't you get mad at this stuff? And I tell him, he's like, sometimes when you experience something, after a while, you gotta mature with it. You can't always let the same thing or the same person get to you if you know that situation is about to happen.
Man, I'm trying to get there, man. For real.
Like I say, there's always a way for someone to find a way to how calm yourself, or
Right.
not put yourself in a certain situation. But a lot of it comes down to memory and being aware of your surroundings.
Right.
Because there's times I've hung out and just something didn't feel right, and I'm like, I got to get out of here, or we need to leave, and and sometimes more than likely something popped off.
Yep. It's true.
So I mean, like I said again, I'm doing my best with longevity. That that's what I'm thinking about a lot. I'm grateful to wake up every day.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember, but I was hit by an SUV when I was walking in a crosswalk in 2022. So
what? No, I don't remember that. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, still going through the injuries and everything, but I think because of my discipline with my working out and stretching before that and slowly getting back into it, it helped me to not have my injuries be as severe as they can be, even though I still got some bad injuries that I'm going through right now. But, everything, like I said, is a daily process. So I'm just grateful, to wake up every day.
Same, man. Well, yeah, I'm glad that you made it through that, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, the same thing with you, with with the kidney and everything. I mean, because I've had family members going through, the dialysis and all that and everything.
That shit ain't no joke.
Back and forth.
No joke. That shit is wild.
And I mean, I don't want you to get into too much detail, but from when you were going through that and to where you are now, how do you feel knowing, how much you had to go through?
Well, a lot of people don't know. I've had 2 kidney transplants. My mom gave me one when I was 17 as well. And then I had another one when I was 31.
Man,
how do I look back on it now, man? Sometimes, it's hard to celebrate things. Like, sometimes, like I don't bask on good things. Like if I get some like an accomplishment, I'll only bask on it for a little while. Like this process has definitely changed me in some positive ways and some negative. Like I got PTSD from it, but I learned so much about the human body from it too. It's a lot of positive. It's a lot of pros and cons to it, but I would say it's made me a better person. I wouldn't take back my experiences for anything. It's definitely made me a better man.
right.
I just, I just take all precautions to make sure that it doesn't happen again. But yeah, it's been through a lot, and I'm trying to get all of that trauma and pain of it out of me, so I could just be happy. Because I feel like I still have a lot of it deep inside of me.
That's great to hear, man. Definitely.
Word.
I mean, you dropped some exclusive information on us, so there's not really much for me to say for you to, let us know what else is going on. So for those that have been tuning in, y'all got blessed by Know-It-All with that information, as well as him breaking down Caution, Laser and Use project with Philip Newth. And maybe we could get Philip on here one day. I mean, he might not show his face, but he might be able to speak on it.
Man, I'd like to see that. That'd be crazy to get a Philip out interview.
And I gotta, shout out the Pentagon, because we just had Patty Honcho on there talking a little bit about it as well. So
that's the bro.
I'm definitely looking forward to what y'all got, to unleash on us with that.
Yeah, we got some crazy stuff.
It's dope. And one more important thing before we go, we gotta talk about the event, Scaring the Hoes.
Okay.
Tell us how you and Happy, came up with the concept and how everything went from there.
Well, it got created out of all right, me and Patty did this show in Queens, near my neighborhood. And they made me and Patty go last, after everybody left. It was a show like trap music and newer sound of music. And they made me and Patty go last, and by the time we got on, everybody left and shit. And so me and Happy was like, yo, we need to do our own show exclusive to artists like us. Because that most of the hip hop shows that happen in New York are shows like that, like mainstream sound of music.
Yeah.
So we said we're gonna throw our own show, but we was like, what we gonna call it? Or we were just going back and forth with names, and I just threw Scaring the Hoes out there, and it was just perfect. And we started making a lineup, and we had Zarhill, who makes all of the flyers. The first flyer is probably still my favorite one. He threw that together. And, we just been building it. We just been winging it for real. We don't have no experience throwing shows. We just been winging it. And it's just been growing and growing. And we got a lot of great stuff coming in the future with STH. And we're super happy about people wanting to be on a show. Every time we throw on a show, we tell people, yo, we throwing a show. Their DMs flooded. Yo, can I get on a show? Yo. It's growing, man. And we couldn't be more thankful. I got the hoodie on right now from the last one. Yeah, man. STH is the movement, man. A lot of people, we got a lot of eyes on us right now, so we got to do the right thing.
That's dope. When's you have a estimate of when's the next event gonna be?
I got another exclusive for you. It's gonna be on Halloween.
There we go.
It's exclusive.
Here we go. That's dope.
Yep.
Know-It-All, repping Queens. Definitely appreciate you taking this time, and I look forward to speaking with you again. When another project comes, maybe we might even have the whole Pentagon up on here.
Man, that'd be fire, bro. I appreciate you having me on your platform for real. Thank you.
Definitely, I appreciate it. And I mentioned Backwoods Sweetie going to be up on there next.
That's fire.
Black Chidordi and Happy Art going to be on there very soon.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yep. So like I said, around early 2022 was when I really got introduced to all of y'all, and I appreciate what I've been hearing throughout the years.
Thank you for the support.
I mean, even if it's a short time, y'all dedicated and putting quality work in the show and you're showcasing your talents.
For sure, man. Thank you.
Definitely. Let the people know where they can go and reach out to you and support. And if there's anything else on your mind right now, let the world hear it.
At Know-It-All NYC on Instagram and mostly everything else. At Know-It-All NYC 11 on Twitter. I always got stuff for sale. We got STH hoodies. We got the STH Festival hoodies. I got CDs and tapes on deck. I got a lot of stuff coming in the future, man. Just keep your eyes open because it's a lot of great content, music, and surprises coming in the future, man. Shout out to all my people. Shout out to all the supporters. Shout out to all my brothers, the Pentagon. Shout out to all of the, just all the supporters, all of the bloggers, HHDG Media. I really appreciate being on the show.
Absolutely. We appreciate you taking this time to speak with us.
For sure.
And again, I like to speak with people that are putting out music that I want to hear, not just after it's released, not just a month later, not just a year later. I want to go back and hear some joints many years after that and still enjoy it. And I appreciate that's the type of music y'all putting out there.
I met you at the Passport Rap party, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yo, word. Okay.
Spanish Rand, yeah, in blue. Yep.
Yeah, that's my guy. Passport Rap is my guy, man. He's helped me out a lot, man, for real.
Yeah, that's dope.
Hell yeah. I met him through Demi D. And he's a good guy for sure. We got a joint coming.
Oh.
Yeah, we got a joint. For sure. Yep.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he's another one. Great example of, talent, understanding how to market himself as well.
Good dude, man, for sure. Super talented.
Much respect to Passport Rap.
Word.
And that Doom inspired song he just dropped is dope too.
I didn't hear you, I don't think. With the video, I think I might have seen the snippet of the video.
Yeah, I don't think there's a video. There's a song out for it.
He drops like a video like every day, like you feel like.
Yeah, I think the latest one is off the Bermuda Triangle with Wavy to God. He just
dropped. Okay.
Yeah. Definitely. Again, appreciate it. For everyone tuning in, Know It All. Philip Newth. The album is Caution. Laser in Use is out now.
Yes.
Digital, CD, and cassette. Reach out to Know It All and you get the physicals.
Absolutely.
And for those that have been tuning in, I've been dropping the link for the album. And I'll put it up there one more time before we go. On behalf of HHDG Media, we're going to say peace.